Tell Haris, boys like us can't run a business. Every single time he heard those words, the little seed of doubt planted by others, something inside him hardened. It didn't break him, it fueled him. The mockery, the laughter, it all became the very reason he had to succeed. He knew he was destined for more than the life everyone expected of him. He just needed a chance, a single opportunity to prove them all wrong. One ordinary afternoon, news of a training camp in the nearby city reached his village. It wasn't just any camp, it was about modern business. About the digital world he'd only heard whispers of. This was it. This was his chance. With a heart pounding in his chest, Haris approached his father. He explained his desired goal, to learn, to become something more. His father, a man of few words but deep understanding, looked at him, a flicker of pride in his eyes. If you want to learn something, go, my son. He sighed, his voice steady. I am with you. Those words were all the support Haris needed. They were a shield against the doubt of the world. At the camp, Haris was like a sponge, soaking up every piece of information. He learned about digital marketing, social media, and the nuts and the bolts of running a small business from the ground up. The world of e-commerce, of reaching customers far beyond his fields, opened up before him. For the first time, he saw a clear path, a tangible way to build a different future. The long bus ride home wasn't filled with daydreams, but with concrete plans and the strategies buzzing in his head. He walked into his home, the familiar smell of spices and the simmering fruit welcoming him. And that's when it hit him. The answer had been right here all along. His mother's homemade pickles and the fruit preserves were legendary in their small circle. Every visitor, every relative, would rave about them. He'd grown up with these flavors, these aromas. They were the taste of his childhood, of his home. Why not share them with the world? He rushed to his mother, his eyes wide with excitement. Mama, he sighed. What if we sell your pickles online? His mother looked at him, her hands still covered in flour. The idea was so foreign, so strange. Selling her pickles on the internet? She was surprised, a little confused, but then she saw it. She saw the same determination in his eyes that she'd seen when he was a little boy trying to climb the tallest tree. It was a fire, a passion that couldn't be ignored. She smiled softly and he nodded. All right, she sighed. I'll help you. Her simple agreement felt like winning a lottery. Of course, the news spread through the village like wildfire. The laughter started again, louder this time. Online pickles. Who is going to buy that? They'd say, shaking their heads in amusement. Haris is losing his mind. But this time, their words were just distant noise. Haris was too busy to listen. He had a mission. He created a simple web page, took photos of the gleaming jars of pickles, and the colorful preserves, and he wrote descriptions that tried to capture the laugh and the tradition packed into each one. Then, he waited. The silence was deafening. Days turned into a week. He checked his phone constantly, his hope starting to dim just a little. And then, it happened. A notification, an order. It was for only 2 jars, 1 mango pickle, and the 1 mixed fruit preserve. To anyone else, it would be insignificant. To Haris, it was everything. He felt a jolt of pure joy. He and his mother packed those 2 jars with the utmost care, wrapping them in layers of protection, writing a small, handwritten thank you note. They treated that first order as if it were a raw delivery, the most important package in the world. Slowly, 1 order turned into 2, 2 turned into 5. He received messages from customers, people from cities he'd never been to, telling him how his mother's pickles reminded them of their own home, their own childhoods. Each message was a small victory, a confirmation that he was on the right path. He was not just selling pickles, he was selling nostalgia, comfort, a piece of home. The real turning point came unexpectedly. A famous food vlogger, a creator with millions of followers, was traveling through the region on a whim. A friend had recommended he'd try this small, online pickle shop. The vlogger placed an order, skeptical but curious. A week later, Haris' phone began to buzz uncontrollably. A video had been posted. The vlogger was on screen, his eyes wide with amazement as he tasted the mango pickle. He spoke of the perfect balance of spice and the tang, the quality of the ingredients, the homemade laugh you could taste in every bite. He called it the best pickle he had ever had. The video went viral. Within hours, it had hundreds of thousands of views. The next morning, Haris woke up to offer 1,000 new orders. His simple web page crashed from the traffic. His small idea had exploded. It was chaos, but it was the most beautiful chaos he had ever seen. The little kitchen, which once seemed so spacious, was now a bustling hub of activity. His mother, beaming with pride, taught other women from the village her recipes, creating jobs and a sense of community. The very same people who had laughed at him, who had called him a dreamer, now came to his door. They didn't come to mock him, they came for advice. They asked him how he did it, how they too could use the internet to build something for themselves. Harris, with no more bitterness in his heart, shared everything he had learned. He believed that a rising tide lifts all boats. With his earnings, the first thing Harris did was pay off every last one of his father's debts. The look of relief on his father's face was a reward greater than any amount of money. Next, he built his mother a brand new, spacious, modern kitchen, a culinary workshop fit for the queen that she was. Sometimes, late at night, when the house was quiet and the day's work was done, Harris would step outside and look up at the vast star-filled sky. A smile would spread across his face. He'd think about the journey, the doubt, the laughter,